The Mindful Life Practice.
And so you can bring your soles of feet together, lie your back body down, and then choose what to do with your palms of your hand. You can rest your palms on your belly. You can have your palms open wide, and you can also have your arms lifting overhead and your palms just gripping opposite elbows. Oh, look, Princess is drinking now. She's drinking my water. That's mine, Princess. It's not yours. Your water's in the kitchen. Start to drop into stillness. I think this is now her water. And start to arrive on the mat in your body. Taking deep breaths. Just kind of doing a scan of everything and see how you're doing today. So our power vinyasa practice, it is vinyasa, but it's kicked up a notch. So hopefully you guys have all done yoga before. I think you all have. And we're gonna be working into our hamstrings today. So we're gonna be working towards Hanumanasana, which is just a fancy name for the splits. Don't worry, I can't do the splits and I probably never will be able to. So don't worry if you can't. Really what we're gonna be targeting is like having a suppleness in the front and the back leg. So that's gonna involve hamstrings and the hips. And know that if you want to stay in this rest pose for the whole class, it's still yoga. As long as you're breathing, it's yoga. Set an intention for your practice. We're going to be working into the hip a lot, the sacral chakra, which is like a center for emotions. So maybe your intention is just, I am present and I'm feeling everything. Give it one more breath. And then take your palms onto your thighs, bring your knees into close. We're gonna give ourselves a little rock from side to side. And then rock into stillness, land your left foot, and then reach your right leg up towards the sky. So we're gonna start with a gentle hamstring opener. And in my yoga classes in the studio, we will do this often with a strap around the foot. So for today, just interlace your palms behind the right thigh. And then if you want to lengthen your left leg long, go ahead. And you also might walk the palms further up the ankle. Don't go too crazy right now. We're at the beginning of the practice and it's morning time. So even if you're naturally flexible in your hips, it still might be tight. So just be okay with that. Let's give it one more breath. And then just land your right foot on the mat, and then we'll take the opposite side. So left leg lifts up, stretch, interlace the palms somewhere on the back of the leg, and just kind of breathe into the tightness. Just give it one more inhale, one more exhale. And then just take your knees into your body again. Open your knees wide And we're gonna lift our feet up towards the sky. Grip your palms either onto your toes or onto the outer edges of your feet, or maybe your ankles. This is your happy baby. Rock side to side. And then we're gonna take one more hip opening stretch. So landing the feet, and this time crossing your right ankle, flexing the toes, and coming into your thread the needle. So lifting your left foot off, interlacing the palms on the left shin or the left thigh. And you should be feeling a stretch in the right hip crease here. And take one more breath. And then release the left foot, release the right, and cross the opposite way. So left foot flexes, push the left palm into the left thigh, maybe lifting the foot up, interlacing the palms in the back of the shin. Stay here for one more breath. And then we're gonna release the foot, draw the knees into the chest. Just give yourself a rock up in the spine and then over to a table. Let's quickly warm up our wrists before we come into a first plank. So maybe you turn your palms out to the side like this on your mat. And maybe you can turn your hands all the way so that your fingertips are pointing back towards your knees. And then just give it a little rock forward and back, and this should be stretching through the fronts of the wrists. And then take it one more time. And then come all the way, turning the fingers around. And let's tuck the toes and lift up and back to our first plank. So I'm gonna cue our planks today with our knees lifted, because I'm assuming that you guys have some yoga experience and you've been in my yoga classes before, so you know that if at any point you need to land your knees, if at any point you need to take a break, take child's pose, you know that that is available for you, okay? So let's hold our plank, pushing the ground away, feeling the space between the shoulder blades kind of lifting up towards the sky. Navel is turning on. Hold here for 5, 4, for 3, for 2, and then for 1, you're gonna land onto your right elbow now and just roll over so that you're in a side plank on the right forearm, taking the left arm up towards the sky. Navel is drawing in. Let's just stay on this side for 5, for 4, for 3, for 2, and then on 1, we're gonna side plank the other way. So land your left elbow, go across, roll over, forearm plank, 5, 4, for 3, for 2, and then on 1, okay, take both elbows, land them on the mat, and then just soften your hips and lift your heart. Find yourself breathing into this sphinx, this gentle heart opener. Taking full deep inhales and exhales. One more breath in. One more breath out. And then lower down, plant the palms. You're gonna shift your way up through a tabletop and then find your way to your first down dog. So in your down dog, you want to be like creating these L shapes with your thumb and your index finger. Index finger is almost parallel with the long edge of the mat. And then see if you can lengthen up through each and every vertebrae, shifting your hips up to the sky. And almost shift your weight onto your feet if you can. Bend through the knees and gaze forward, and then hop or step the feet up to meet the hands. Take your breath in, halfway lift through the heart. Exhale, fold, bend the knees and sit back into your Utkatasana, your chair. So we're gonna start to power up the body now, holding onto your chair for 3, for 2, and then for 1, take a breath in, and then exhale to fold forward. Inhale to halfway lift. And then exhale, lower back down, plant the palms, step your way back to your plank, and let's move through our first vinyasa, either with the knees lowered or lifted, lower down into your chaturanga, lift the heart into your up dog, and then shift back to your down dog. Keep your left toes where they are, right foot lifts up to the sky, and then land your right foot, lift your left foot up, land the left foot back down, bend through the knees, gaze forward, step or off, pop feet to meet the hands. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold, so like there's some modified sun salutation. Bend through the knees, sit back, find your chair. We're gonna keep adding on, okay? So stay for an inhale, stay for an exhale, one more inhale, and then exhale, fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, lower. Plant the palms. Make your way back through a vinyasa. Roll all the way up to your down dog. This time, inhale your right foot up to the sky, high princess. Oh my God, draw your right knee in. Step your right foot between the palms. Lift all the way up into a crescent lunge. Okay, take one breath. And then exhale your way back down, plant the palms. Let's move into our vinyasa. So step your right foot back, flow all the way down. Inhale, lift up. And then exhale, roll over the toes. Opposite side, left leg extends. Draw your left knee in, step your left foot between the palms. Inhale, lift all the way up, find your crescent lunge, take a breath. And then exhale, lower back down, step back, flow through vinyasa. Find your way up to your down dog, take an inhale, take an exhale, and then bend through the knees, gaze forward, hop or step feet to the hands. Take your inhale to halfway lift. Take your exhale to fold, and then bend through the knees, sit back, find your chair, let's add on. So inhale your palms up, exhale your palms heart center, inhale lift at the elbows, and then exhale twist. And then inhale come all the way through center, and then exhale twist the opposite way. Breathe your way all the way back through center. Exhale into a fold. Take an inhale to halfway lift. And then exhale your way back down. Either step back to a down dog or take a vinyasa. I'm going to step back to down dog. Okay. What I'm about to do is going to be difficult with a cat in the way. Okay, she's moved. So, option for the next flow. You can just simply lift your right foot and step forward just like we previously did. If you were here last week, you know what's coming. Oh my God, princess, go away. Take your bend through the left knee. We're gonna gaze forward and then see if you can just give a little hop with your left foot, land your right toes, and then inhale all the way up into a crescent lunge. If you're like, that is too crazy for me, then don't do it. Just step forward. And then exhale your way back down. When you step back, can you keep your left toes lifted? And then take a vinyasa with your left foot lifted. Opposite side. So from your down dog, left foot lifts up. Now you're gonna bend through the right knee, gaze forward. Hop your right foot forward, land your left toes. Inhale all the way up into a crescent lunge. Yeah, nice work, you got it. Exhale, lower. Find yourself in a plank and then move through your flow, maybe with the right foot lifted. Coming all the way back to your down dog. Inhale, and then exhale. One more warm-up flow. Bend through knees, hop or step forward. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Bend through the knees, sit back, find your chair. And then again, we'll take it into a twist. Arms are lifted, inhale. Exhale, palms at heart center. Breathe in, lift the elbows. Exhale, right elbow, left knee. So if you've done a few classes with me already, you'll know that I don't really like normal sun salutations. I like to kind of mix them up and add on. Let's come all the way back through center. And then we're going to twist the opposite way. So left elbow, right knee. Come all the way back through center. Take a deep inhale. Exhale to lower. And then inhale to halfway lift. Make your way back to your down dog. Perhaps you take a vinyasa. Know that you can skip them at any point. And this time, we're gonna reach the right foot up towards the sky, bend through the right knee, stack the hips, open up, and then slowly unwind. Draw your right knee in, step your right foot between the palms, lift all the way up into a crescent lunge. Nice. Crescent on the inhale. Exhale, open to the warrior two. So land your left heel, left hand reaches back, right hand reaches forward. Inhale, reverse the warrior. And then exhale, come all the way forward. Come back onto the palms, lift your back heel. You're gonna take your right palm to the inside of the right foot, wiggle your right foot wide, and then land onto your left knee. So you're coming down into a lizard lunge. Now you can be up on the palms. Maybe you can land onto the elbows if you have a bit of space in your hips. And we're gonna try to come into the twist today on the elbows. So keeping your left elbow where it is, taking your right arm up towards the sky, kicking the left heel back, and seeing if you can grab hold of that left foot. This is a really intense quad stretch. If your quad is like screaming in pain, do not do it. It doesn't matter. It's just a pose. Pose is not the goal. Let's breathe into the twist. You can also be up here on the hand for 3, for 2, and then on 1, slowly and mindfully release that foot and just take your right palm back in. We're gonna walk the right foot to the center of the mat and then lengthen through the right leg and breathe into 3 hamstring stretches. So inhale, and then exhale, hinge forward. Take it for 3, for 2, and then for 1. Let's walk forward, bend through the right knee, tuck your left toes, lift your left knee, and we're gonna come all the way into a side plank on your left side. So your left palm is gonna stay where it is. Your right palm is gonna spiral up to the sky. You're gonna roll onto the outer edge of the left foot. Step your right foot all the way back. Maybe it's here, maybe it's here, maybe it's lifting up and you're in this star. Whatever variation you're in, take it 5, 4, 3, 2, and then on 1, you land both palms. Maybe you're taking a one-footed vinyasa. Coming all the way back to the down dog. Prepare for the opposite side. Left leg lifts, bend through the left knee, stack the hips, and then slowly unwind. Draw your left knee in, step your left foot between the palms. Inhale all the way up, crescent lunge. And then exhale, open into your warrior 2. Inhale, reverse the warrior, lateral side bend. And then exhale all the way up, windmill palms to the mat, frame the foot, land onto your right knee, take your left palm to the inside, walk it wide, find your lizard. Hello, cat. So if you want to come onto the elbows, you can. Maybe you roll onto the outer edge of the left foot. And then you decide if you want to stay here, stay. Maybe you're up on the palm, left palm spirals upward, and maybe you drop into that quad stretch, kicking your heel back, gazing over the shoulder. Give it one more breath. And then unwind. Left palm goes forward. Walk your left foot in. Lengthen over your left leg. 3 deep breaths. 2. And then 3. Walk your palms forward. Tuck your back toes, lift your back knee. Keep your right palm where it is. Take your left palm up towards the sky. Again, we're twisting into our side plank, so left foot can stay here, or it can step back, or maybe you lift it all the way up towards the sky. Core is turning on. 5, 4, 3, 2, and then 1. Follow through with your flow. And then let's take a team break in child's pose. Okay, landing both knees. Rest through your heels. Sit your hips on your heels. Connect your third eye or your forehead to the mat. And take some deep breaths in through the body. Fill the lungs, fill the rib cage. Feel the low back expand, and then exhale to soften and ground. Brooding. Deep inhales, deep exhales. So just so you guys are aware, I saw this meme on Instagram a few weeks ago. It said, asking for a friend, if you just take a nap on your yoga mat, is it still considered a yoga practice? So I surveyed my Instagram followers, and 90% of them said that it counts as a yoga practice. So if you want to stay in child's pose for the whole class, you can. That's my point. And if you want to carry on with us to our standing flow, let's take one more breath in the child's pose. First, we'll do a tiny bit of core. So you're going to come all the way forward up into a table, and then just land your elbows onto the mat and tuck your toes and find yourself into a forearm plank. Okay, from our forearm plank, let's just stay here, maybe rocking forward and back. Give it 5. So elbows are as wide as the shoulders. 4. Palms can be spreading, or some people like to interlace the palms. You choose. 3. For 2. And then on 1, we're gonna walk our feet up, finding ourselves in a dolphin. So this is like down dog, but with elbows grounded. And we're building the shoulder strength and the core strength to one day lift up into headstand. I'm gonna not move us through headstand at this point because I'm not with you guys in your houses. And I don't want us going up on our heads unless I can make sure it's safe. But we'll just do a little bit of prep work towards that. Okay, so walking the feet back again, finding yourself in a forearm plank, holding here. Let's stay for 5, for 4, for 3, for 2, and then on 1, plant your palms, and then come all the way back into a down dog. Okay, you can do the next core sequence on your knees if you want, or you might lift your right leg up towards the sky, bend through your right knee. The first thing we're gonna do is a, what's it called? A wild thing, flipping your dog. So if you wanna join, you're gonna ripple forward into a plank, land your right toes, be on the outer edge of the left foot, lift your right palm up behind you. So heart is expanding towards the sky. Take deep breaths. And then slowly unwind. Lift all the way back to a 3-legged dog. And then I think you guys know what's coming. Draw the right knee in. Let's take 4 across. So right knee 1, left knee 2, right knee 1, left knee 2, right, left, last one, right, left. This time, draw your right knee in behind the right elbow. We're just gonna drop into a short little pigeon. So land your right knee behind your right wrist, land your left toes behind your right toes behind your left wrist, walk your foot back, and we're gonna keep this pigeon upwards today. So we're getting a deep stretch for the hip flexor. You guys know if your knees are uncomfortable, you can do this on your back. Okay, take one more deep breath. Actually, one more, it feels good. And then plant through your palms, tuck the toes again. Lift the right knee all the way up and see if you can step the right foot between the palms, okay? Let's inhale, lift all the way up into a crescent lunge, and then land your left heel, come all the way into a warrior two. And from this warrior two today, we're gonna lengthen through the right leg, shorten your stance a tiny bit. Find yourself in your Trikonasana, take an inhale, and then hinge your way forward. Land your right arm alongside your right calf and lift your left arm up towards the sky. So we're going to drop all the way towards a half moon. If you're happy here, if your balance is a little off today, you can stay. Or you're gonna shift weight onto your right foot, lift your left foot all the way up towards the sky. Find your balance. Right palm can be like on a wall, it can be on the couch, whatever. And if you're working with a bit more quad flexibility, if you want a challenge, you can kick your left heel towards your bottom, grip your left palm to your left ankle, and then you should feel an expansion through the back of the right leg, expansion through the quad. And then let's release that foot, bend through the right knee, step all the way back, finding yourself in a Buddha squat. So heels are in, toes are out, and we're gonna steal a move from bar. You're gonna lift up your right heel, lift up your left heel, balancing on your toes, put your hands together at your heart center. We're gonna stay here for a few breaths. Oh, this is so much fun. Everyone loves this squat. Notice what feelings are coming up if you're starting to get annoyed, if you're starting to shake. Yoga is an opportunity to kind of explore everything that's going everything that's going on inside of you. My teacher described it as like a laboratory to like experiment. Learn about yourself. Take one more breath, you got it. And then land onto the heels, lengthen up, turn your toes in. Let's take a breath in and then hinge forward, find a forward fold. Just grip opposite elbows. I just noticed my head is cut off. So while you're staying in that fold, Princess, you need to move. I'm gonna move my mat back a little bit and see if I can move my camera back a little bit so that you guys can see my head. There, okay. So from our forward fold, we're gonna take palms onto the hips and then just lift all the way up and turn your left toes to face the back of the room and bend through the left knee, warrior two. So we're taking warrior two facing the opposite way. And then lengthen through your left leg, shorten your stance slightly, take an inhale, and then hinge forward. Left fingertips come alongside the left shin. Now you get to choose. You can stay here, or maybe you shift weight onto the left foot and the left fingertips and you come into this balance. And maybe you kick the heel towards the bottom, coming into your sugar cane pose. One of my students called it sugar pain a few months ago. I'll never forget that. Take one more breath. And then just lower and land the right foot and find yourself in a forward fold. Okay, we're gonna release the palms. Actually, let's take our peace fingers and wrap them around your big toes and then take an inhale, lengthen, and then exhale to hinge your body forward. If it's part of your practice, maybe you take your palms and thread them underneath your feet so that your palms are face up and your toes are on top of your wrists and you give your wrists a little massage. Doesn't matter if you have that flexibility or not. It's just an option. You can always come back to option 1. Then let's release the grip. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Wiggle your feet wide. Turn your heels in, your toes out, and then sit your hips back. You need to move. You need to get off the mat. Sit your hips back. Find yourself into a squat with your hands together. So if you want to stay just in this squat, stay. You want to come into a couple of twists. I'm going to turn so you guys can see me. So you're going to take your right palm on the mat and then lift your left palm up towards the sky. And then maybe you twist the opposite way. I forgot to say, if your heels are quite lifted, feel free to like roll up your mat and place it underneath the heels. You can also sit on like a yoga block or some books. Take one more twist both ways. And then option here, you can stay in this hip opener. You can come back to, we haven't done any yoga push-ups today, have we? You can do some yoga push-ups with hands on the mat, knees lowered, and just drawing the triceps back. Or if you want to play in your crow, sure you've seen, I'm doing this crow challenge on Instagram. So why not do a little bit of crow? Take your palms on the mat, spread your palms wide, land your knees onto your ankles. Princess is being extremely disruptive today. Lift your feet. And maybe you're able to find balance, gaze forward. Know that it's okay if you fall. You're still a good person. And then we're gonna come all the way, no, stop that. Come all the way back into a down dog. Okay, opposite side. Left foot lifts up towards the sky, three-legged dog. Bend through the left knee, stack the hips, reach forward. Maybe you flip your dog, landing your left toes, rolling onto the outer edge of the right foot, lifting your left arm behind you. And then slowly unwind back. Let's come into some core planks. So knee is in the center. We're taking 4, left and right. That's 1, 2, 3. No, princess, stop. And then 4. Take your knee all the way in. Oh wait, we're doing a little pigeon, aren't we? Draw your left knee in. You're gonna lay your left shin across the width of the mat and come into a pigeon. Okay, so left ankle behind your left right wrist, left knee behind your right wrist. And then just give yourself a little bit of a heart opener. Take one more inhale. Plant through your palms, tuck the toes, lift your left knee up, and then give your left foot a big step. Come all the way up into your crescent lunge, and this time we're gonna come into a warrior 1. Okay, so you are going to step your left foot in, land your left foot, it's like on this 45-degree angle, and then lengthen through your left leg. Sorry, that was your right foot on the 45-degree angle, I just realized. Inhale, both palms up towards the sky, and then exhale, fold forward over your lengthened leg, so this is pyramid. Know that you don't need to reach the ground. Your hands can be just on your ankle, or if you want, they can be down on the mat. Breathe into this stretch. And then we're gonna take a twisted triangle. So your right palm stays where it is, left palm lifts up towards the sky. If you wanna stay here, stay. Your third option is to come all the way into a revolved half moon. So your right palm's on the mat, your left foot is on the mat, your right leg is lifted, you're like twisted all up. Lengthen through your head all the way through your heel. Give it 3, give it 2, give it 1, and then bend through the left knee and step all the way back. Lengthen up, you got it. Turn all 10 toes to face the side wall. Take your breath in. Exhale, come forward. Take your elbows, grip opposite elbows. We'll move through a slight little bit of a twist. So right palm lands on the mat. Inhale your left palm up towards the sky. And then exhale your left palm down, opposite side. Take one more of each. Last one. Land the palm, hands onto the hips. Lift all the way up to stand. Turn your right toes to face the side, and then step your left foot in. Find yourself in that shortened stance. You can lengthen through the right leg, and then we'll take the pyramid pose on the opposite side. So inhale, hands up, and then exhale, take it forward. Breathing into this deep stretch. Please be mindful of what the backs of your legs are telling you. And if it's painful, please back off. The one injury I've ever gotten in a yoga class was from trying to pull too deeply in a hot yoga studio into a hamstring stretch. So just be mindful. Be patient, wait for the body to open. You'll get there eventually. If you want, take the right palm up into your twisted triangle. Maybe you're up on the fingertips, maybe you're up on a water bottle, block, whatever. And then if you want to shift weight onto your right foot, left fingertips are grounded. Big extension, find your revolved half moon. Stay for 3, for 2, and then on 1, let's land. And then just lower and find yourself into a forward fold. Take your inhale to halfway lift. Exhale, fold. And then flow through a vinyasa, coming all the way back into a down dog. And then from your down dog, we are going to be working towards our peak pose to that hamstring stretch. So take your right leg up towards the sky. One more time, 3-legged dog. Draw your right knee in and step the right foot between the hands. Land onto the left knee. Okay, walk your left knee back a little bit and then do the same thing that we did at the start of the class. No, princess, get off the computer. Stop. So your right foot is extending forward. And you're breathing into this hamstring stretch, and you might just be right here, and that is perfectly okay. All right? Oh my God, this cat. You're gonna stop the video. Stop. So maybe you're just here with your right leg extended. If you go on that computer one more time, you will be in big trouble. And maybe you can walk the heel a little bit further forward and walk your knee back. Maybe you can go into full splits, I don't know. I definitely can't. I'm not a cheerleader or a dancer. The deep hamstring stretch can just be really nice wherever you're at. So let's just take 5 more breaths. Take one more inhale, one more exhale. And then we're just gonna slowly walk our way back. Step your right foot back. Take a breath. Maybe we'll rinse it out with a little cat-cow, inhaling and then exhaling. And then come all the way back to neutral. And then we'll take the opposite side. So give your left foot a big step forward. Walk your left foot forward, forward, forward. Create some space. And then come onto your left heel. And know that we're going to be here for a few breaths. So maybe you can slowly deepen. Knowing that we're not going to be in this pose forever. like 10 more breaths. Three more breaths. And then after this one, just slowly start to walk your left foot all the way back. Coming into your table, maybe if you want to take one last vinyasa, go for it. We're all going to meet up on tucked toes, sitting back on the heels. And maybe we're going to come into a back bend, a camel pose. So if you want to join, we're going to slowly lift up on the knees and then place your palms on your back body like you're coming into, like your hands are going into jean pockets. And then take a breath in. And then as you exhale, hinge backwards. And maybe you just stay here with hands on the hips. Maybe you land your palms on the ankles. So we're just taking a heart opener, an extension, because we did a lot of flexion today, a lot of forward folding. And this will kind of counter that action. Breathe into this heart opener for 4 more breaths. And then just place the hands on your hips, slowly lift up, land and untuck your toes and just sit back on the heels and rest your palms on your thighs and take a deep breath in. Letting the spine reset, take an exhale. And then let's do one more inhale. One more exhale. Roll onto one side, so take your heels to the side. Walk your feet forward. Let's take one little core move. So take your feet up. Maybe your heels are here. Maybe your feet are parallel. Maybe your legs are extending up towards the sky. This is your boat. You're balancing on the sits bones, gazing forward at the toe mounds. Let's stay for 3 and 2 and then 1. We're going to take our Ardha Navasana, our half boat, hinging all the way back. Core is still on. 5, 4, 3, 2, and then 1. Lower all the way down. Bend through the knees. Land your feet on the mat. And then shift your hips up in space. Roll your shoulder blades under, interlace the palms. I'm just going to check to make sure everything's working on this screen because it looks different since Princess stepped on it. Yeah, good, still good, okay. So from your bridge, let's play around with just lifting our right leg up towards the sky. And then you're gonna bend through your right knee, cross your right ankle on your left thigh, and then sit your hips down and draw your left foot up off the mat, interlacing the palms behind the left shin or the left thigh. So this thread the needle pose, we started our practice with this pose today. We're ending our practice with this pose today. So just take a moment to kind of observe if anything has shifted or any space has been created in the body. Notice it now. Maybe your hips are more open since the class started. Maybe your mind is just more calm. Take one more breath. And then release your left foot, release your right foot, And then let's take it the opposite way. So left leg crosses. You choose, lifting up behind the, oh wait, we missed the bridge. Sorry guys, land your feet. Press through the feet, press through the palms, lift the hips up, interlace the palms. That time I remembered what I missed, doesn't usually happen. Take your left foot up. And now we're gonna interlace, cross the foot, sit the hips back, find yourself into this hip opener, and maybe you lift off and interlace the palms somewhere. Taking a few deep breaths. Stay there for one more breath. Lower back down. Draw your knees into your chest. Give yourself a little bit of a hug. Then we're going to move into a spinal twist. So drop the knees over towards the right and then take your gaze over to the left. So I think one of the most important lessons of Hanumanasana, of our splits pose, is like learning how to practice patience. We live in this age of like instant gratification, TV's on demand, instant meals, but our bodies haven't evolved that quickly. They need time, they need kindness, they need encouragement to move towards that kind of flexibility. Let's take the knees all the way up through center and drop the knees in the opposite way. I think it's important to acknowledge that like every single person's body is different. The full splits does require an extreme flexibility. I know I'm never going to be flexible enough for it. So don't judge yourself if your hamstrings feel like super tight. It's like in my grade 1 classroom, I have kids that are really good at reading. I have kids that are really good at math. We all have like different strengths and different yoga poses that are easier and different poses that are challenging. Let's take one more breath into that twist and then take the knees all the way back through center. Give yourself a hug. In your hug, I want you to acknowledge the fact that you showed up for this practice. I think most of us are on Dubai time, which is a reasonable time to practice, 9 a.m. I think we should especially acknowledge Ryan, who's up at 6 a.m. in Barcelona. It's very impressive. And then if there's any last poses that you want to take before your Shavasana, feel free. And then we're all going to congregate either in a seated meditation or back into a Shavasana. Whichever rest pose you choose, let the parts of body that are connecting to the earth be grounded. Let your breath be smooth and deep and even. Know that I will bring you back from this pose when the time is over. Ishkavamapu Lela. Ishkavamapu Lela. Ishkavamapu Lela. Ishkavamapu Lela. Ishkavamapu Lela. Give your fingers and toes a little wake up wiggle. Run a nice long stretch through the body, fingers all the way through the toes. Take your knees into your chest. Give yourself one last little hug. And then rock up to a seated position. Take your palms into your heart center, lengthen up through the spine and relax the shoulders. So we close our practice with the intention, the ancient intention. It's been passed on through yogis over thousands of years. And it's that our yoga practice remains steady, that our efforts remain continuous, and that our yoga practice be of service and of benefit to all beings everywhere. May all beings be physically healthy. May all beings be mentally healthy. May the thoughts and actions of each of our lives contribute towards this. We'll seal with an Om sound, and if you want to join, we will inhale and then exhale, and then inhale through to make an Om. So take a deep breath in, and then a deep breath out. Thank you so much for sharing the space and the practice. Om Shanti Shanti Peace. Namaste.
The Mindful Life Practice.